That was a surprise. Okay. Let me try a song that I've never done here before. It's by the late Reverend Frederick Douglass Kirkpatrick, who was a civil rights activist. I asked my mother who my daddy was and why he never came home. She turned to me and said with a hung down sorry head, he's got those long chains on. It was early one evening, you know the sky was turning yellow and the sun was slowly going down when a strange man come running across the cornfield. In the distance I heard the bloodhound, and he ran into the back of our shack. He didn't stay there very long, and when he was gone again, you know, I asked Mama, who's the strange man with the long chains on? Well, my mama looked at me with a hung down sorry head. Her eyes was very sad. She says to me, Freddie, that man, he's no stranger. She said, son, that man, he's your dad. Well, later that evening, you know, we was eating our supper when I heard the knock at the door. Deputy Sheriff said, your man's lying dead in the dust by the general store. Well, my mama ran all the way to town. She fell down on the ground. She pulled his bleeding black body in her arms. You know, the blood stain, they ruined her gown. And he says, Matilda, I know I'm dying, yet I ain't never been free. When I get to heaven, I'm gonna ask Jesus to take these iron chains off of me. Take these chains off of me. Gonna ask Jesus. The Long Chains by Reverend Frederick Douglass Kirkpatrick.
Very good.
And it's I'm singing it because of the trial that's going on now of Derek Chauvin for murdering George Floyd last year. Not an isolated incident, unfortunately.
Great stuff, Steve. What a song to start the evening with. Thanks for that. Okay, it's time for Bob Wakeling now, and we'll have two Bobs in a row. So Bob Wakeling followed by Bob Askew.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Right. I haven't found this down here. About 45 years ago, I went to Cecil Sharp house and they had a sale on of records and books and all sorts. And I bought several records. And one of them was the new Lost City Ramblers with Tom Paley and Mike Seeger and so on. And I thought their version of Lord Thomas and Fair Ellender was pretty good. So I might have made some alterations, but anyway, I'm feeling a bit nervous tonight, but hoping this will be okay. Mother, oh mother, come riddle to me. Come riddle it all as one. Tell me where to marry fair Ellen, or bring the brown girl home. The brown girl, she's got houses and land. Fair Ellender, she's got none. Therefore I charge you with my blessing to bring the brown girl home. He's got on his horse and he's rode and he's rode. He's rode till he come to her home. No more so ready as fair Ellen herself to rise and welcome him in. What news, Lord Thomas, she cried. What news have you brought unto me? I've come to invite you to my wedding, a sorrowful wedding to be. Mother, oh mother, should I go or stay? Fair child, do as you please. But I'm afraid if you go, you'll never return to see your dear mother anymore. She turned around and was dressed in white. Her sister, she's dressed in green. Every town that they went through, they've took her to be some queen. She's rode and she's rode till she's come to his hall. She's pulled on the banded rag. None was so ready as Lord Thomas himself to rise and welcome her in. Then taking her by the lily white hand and leading him through the hall, he seated her on a golden chair amongst the ladies all. Is this your bride, Lord Thomas? She said. She looked so wondrous proud, when you could have had as fair a lady as ever the sun shone on. Despise her not, Lord Thomas, she said. Despise her not unto me. For better I like your little fingernail and all of her fair body. The brown girl, she was standing by, with knives ground keen and sharp. Between the long ribs and the short, she's pierced fair Ellender's heart. Oh, what is the matter, Lord Thomas, he said. What makes you look so wan? You used to have as fine a colour as ever the sun shone on. Oh, are you blind, Lord Thomas, she said, or cannot you very well see? The blood that lately flowed through my cheeks is a trickling down my knee. So taking the brown girl from the hand and leading her through the hole, he drew out his sword and he cut off her head and he threw it against the wall. Then placing the handle against the wall, the point unto his breast, Saying, here's the ending of three true lovers. God sends them to the rest. Father, oh Father, come dig my grave. Go dig it both wide and deep. Place the Ellender at my side and the brown girl at my feet.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, Bob.
Good to have a proper ballad so early in the evening, Bob. Quite possibly, Bob Askew may do something in the same vein or something completely different. Whatever it is, he's up next. And after Bob, something from Charles West, please.
I don't think I'll do a ballad this week. I thought I'd take my call that it is Easter weekend. Some years ago, I wrote a song about Mary Magdalene, so I thought that might be appropriate. Women tend to get written out of history and certainly written out of the Bible. Looking into the historical happenings, Jesus had both male and female followers. The idea there were just 10 men was a bit of a later invention, and the Last Supper was a Passover supper, so there would have been women there as well as men. So Mary Magdalene pretty certainly was there. But because Mary Magdalene was such a prominent follower, she went to the tomb and supposedly saw the risen Christ first. The later church was a bit upset because they didn't want women involved, so they decided to discredit her and call her a prostitute, which she wasn't. So this song is supposedly what Mary Magdalene felt about what was done with her memory several hundred years after she died. It's a short song, so it can have a long introduction. It has a chorus. Men are men, but women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there in the heat and light when the new world it was dawning through the desert and in the town. I was there beside him, but men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. For years I wandered in his band. With him I spoke theology. I was there when he broke the bread. But no one now remembers me, 'cause men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. When all those men, they ran away and denied their faith was in him, we the women did stand and stay and went to see his tombstone. But men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. That silent dawn I went to look and found the tomb was empty. They could not take that from the book, but did their best to damn me, 'cause men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was possessed and mad, they cried. A harlot they did brand me. To discredit me, they spoke these lies. 'Cause I was unmarried, but men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. They were men. The world they would not share so freely. I would not fit their scheme of guilt. But Jesus understood me. But men are men and women naught. It's only chance you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there in the heat and light when the new world it was dawning through the desert and in the town. I was there beside him. If men are men and women naught. It's only chance, you know my name. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him. I was there when the truth was taught and always walked there with him.
Good song. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, I didn't realise you wrote songs. I don't think I've heard you sing one of your own before. Did you say it was your own?
Yes, I wrote it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for bringing that. Yeah. Okay, that kind of kicks off our Easter theme a little. Not that we have an Easter theme, but it is Easter-ish. So anyway, that was Bob. Charles West is next, and then something from Graeme Baldwin, please. Are you with us, Charles? If you are, we can't hear you. Oh, I think you have an audio problem, Charles. I think I cannot hear you at all. And I don't think you're on audio. We will have to come back to you, I'm afraid. I think you might need to disconnect and come back in. That usually sorts it, or you've got something not plugged in right. I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to you shortly, but we'll have a few songs in between. So Graeme Baldwin, you're up next. And after Graeme, something from David Kidman, please.
Well, hello everybody, and hope you all had a good Easter. So I'll fall in. I wasn't going to. I was going to do something else, but because Amanda mentioned the Easter theme, I will do something for Easter. So here's one that you might well know. This was collected by Cecil Sharp. It's a Passiontide Carol with lyrics from some gypsies set to a 1920 tune, apparently. And it's got some pretty strange words. Talks about a trance. Christ made a trance is the name of the song. A trance is a narrow defile between two places. In this case, between life and death. Christ made a trance one Friday view. He made it with his own hand. He made the sun clear all of the moon, like water on dry land. Like water on dry land, man Christ, who died all on the tree. What will we do for our Saviour, man Christ, as he has done can we? What will we do for our Saviour, man Christ, who died all on the road? We'll do as much for him, man Christ, who shed his precious blood. 3 drops of our Saviour's sweet blood were shed on Calvary, fell on the precious grass, oh Lord, like the leaves fall down from the tree. Oh, the holly points ahead to heaven to show her berries red. The drops of our Saviour's sweet blood on Calvary was shed. Oh, hell is deep and hell is dark, and hell is full of mist. What shall we do for our Saviour as he has done for us? Christ made a trance one Friday at noon. He made it with his own hand. He made the sun clear all of the moon, like water on dry land.
Thanks, Graeme. There's not an Easter theme, really. Honestly, I'm very happy. I don't want to push things that way. It's also must be close to Passover, I just realised. So there's possibly also not a Passover theme. Who knows? Anyway, there are no themes, but yeah, I'll shut up now. Okay, so it's David Kidman, then Elizabeth Block.
Right. Yeah, I'll pass over the theme as well. Yeah, you asked for this does have a more serious aspect to it. I'm singing this one in memory of Jan, our former regular, who unfortunately died last week. Really, really sad. And this is a song that she requested I sing several times, and she really loved it. So wherever you are, Jan, this is for you. Clouds are upon the summer sky, there's thunder on the wind. Pull on, and homeward hie, nor give one look behind. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Ply the oars and pull away. There's dawn beyond the night. Bear where thou goest the words of love, say all that words can say. Changeless affection's strength to prove, but speed upon the way. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Ply the oars and pull away. There's dawn beyond the night. Oh, like yon river would I glide to where my heart would be. My bark should soon outsail the tide that hurries to the sea. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Ply the oars and pull away. There's dawn beyond the night. But yet a star shines constant still through yonder cloudy sky, and hope as bright my bosom fills from faith that cannot die. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Ply the oars and pull away. there's dawn beyond the night. Row on, God speed the way, thou must not linger here. Storms hang about the closing day. Tomorrow may be clear. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Ply the oars and pull away. There's dawn beyond the night. There's dawn beyond the night.
Good. Well sung.
Thanks, David. Lovely song, and thanks for singing that in memory of Jan as well, and sharing that sad news. I was going to say something parish notices, but you've said that now as well. So, lovely to hear that tribute to her. And we'll miss her. Okay, it's now over to Elizabeth Block, and then if Charles West could try again, hopefully we will be able to hear him sing. So in the meantime, Elizabeth, over to you.
I would have done this last week, but it seemed to be a closed session. I am the shepherd on the hill. At yonder burn I drink my fill. Come what may and come what will, loneliness will always find me. I know every stone upon the fell, and every twisted root as well. And when I have a tale to tell, loneliness will always listen. Loneliness, oh loneliness, never far behind me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, hand in hand beside me. It's just before the break of day, just as the sky is turning gray. Up yonder ridge I make my way, and loneliness is always waiting. And then at night when all is still, and the mist comes creeping down the hill, upon my cheek I feel a chill, and loneliness taps on my shoulder. Loneliness, oh loneliness, never far behind me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, hand in hand beside me. In early spring when all is new, and the first green shoots are showing through, and the lamb is prancing round the ewe, loneliness comes over smiling. The summer days are long and warm, and around my head the swallows swarm. I lie at rest among the corn, and loneliness lies down beside me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, never far behind me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, hand in hand beside me. The autumn days are drawing in, and the dying sun shines pale and thin. I feel a chill upon my skin, and loneliness casts a long dark shadow. The winter days are worst of all, when the fell is swept by snow and squall. I shelter by the dry stone wall, and loneliness curls up beside me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, never far behind me. Loneliness, oh loneliness, hand in hand beside me. And when at last my race is run, and I look back on what I've done, I'll turn and find I have no one. Loneliness, my sole companion. I am the shepherd on the hill. At yonder burn I drink my fill. And come what may and come what will, loneliness will always find me. Graeme Miles, 1965.
Wow.
Written before.
Thanks, Elizabeth. So that's another Graeme Miles song. Carrying on to this week. Excellent. Okay, so Charles West hopefully will be able to sing something for us now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, hooray!
Good.
And after Charles, could we have Tim Radford, please?
Well, this has been exciting this morning already. And I'm going to do something a little more cheerful than what we've heard so far. I'm going to do an old traditional children's song called The Fox. And it goes like this. Well, the fox went out on a chilly night. He prayed for the moon to give him light. He had many a mile to go that night before he reached the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. Many a mile to go that night before he reached the town, oh. He ran till he came to a farmer's den. The ducks and the geese were kept therein. He said, a couple of you are going to grease my chin before I leave this town, oh. Town, oh, town, oh. A couple of you are going to grease my chin before I leave this town, oh. He grabbed a gray goose by the neck, threw a duck across his back. He didn't mind the quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He didn't mind the quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down, oh. So old Mother Flip-Flopper jumped out of bed. Out of the window she popped her head, crying, John, John, the gray goose is gone, and the fox is on the town, oh, town, oh, town, oh. John, John, the gray goose is gone, and the fox is on the town, oh. Well, Johnny ran to the top of the hill. He blew his horn both loud and shrill. The fox said, I better flee with my kill. They'll soon be on my trail, oh. Trail-o, trail-o. Foxy said I better flee with my kill, they'll soon be on my trail-o. He ran till he came to his cozy den. There were his little ones, 8, 9, 10, saying, Daddy, Daddy, better go back again. It must be a mighty fine town-o, town-o, town-o. Daddy, Daddy, better go back again. It must be a mighty fine town-o. So the fox and his wife, without any strife, they cut up the goose with a fork and knife. They never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh, bones, oh, bones, oh. They never had such a supper in their life, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh.
Yeah. Our old favourite.
Lovely stuff, Charles. Charles, I'm glad we got to hear you. Sometimes we don't sort out the audio problems, so great. Okay, so over to Tim Radford now, and then something from Alison Frosdick, please.
Good afternoon, all. Not a religious person, though Easter is gone. I do follow the traditional calendar, which is much more so I won't, and so it is payday time. Here's 1, 2, 3 jolly lads all in one mind. We have come a pace again, and we hope you'll prove kind. And we'll hope you'll prove kind with your eggs and strong beer, and we'll come no more nigh you until the next year. Well, the first to come in is Lord Nelson, you see, with a bunch of blue ribbons tied all around his knee, and a star on his breast that like silver do shine, and I hope he remembers it's pace-egging time. Here's 1, 2, 3 jolly lads all in one mind. We are come a pace-egging, and I hope you'll prove kind, and I hope you'll prove kind with your eggs and strong beer, and we'll come no more nigh you until the next year. Well, the next to come in is our Lord Collingwood. Oh, he fought with Nelson till he shed his blood, and he's come from the sea, old England to view, and he come a pace again with all of his crew. Here's 1, 2, 3 jolly lads all in one mind. Here we will come a pace again, and we'll hope you'll prove kind, and we'll hope you'll prove kind with your eggs and strong beer, and we'll come no more nigh you until the next year. Now the last to come in is old Tosspot, you see. He's a valiant old man and in every degree. He's a valiant old man and he wears a pigtail, and all his delight in his drinking mulled ale. Here's 1, 2, 3 jolly lads all in one mind. We'll come a pace again, and we'll hope you'll prove kind, and we'll hope you'll prove kind with your eggs and strong beer, and we'll come no more nigh you until the next year. Come, ladies and gentlemen, sat by the fire, put your hands in your pockets and give us our desire. Put your hands in your pockets and see us all right. If you give now, you'll get now. Farewell and good night.
Rousing.
Very definite ending there, Tim. Thank you. And I thought we'd hear that one tonight. So you've got there first. I'm sure a few people were probably replanning their contributions. But great to hear that version from you. So onwards to Alison Frosdick, and then something from Maggie and Pete.
I'm going to play you a couple of tunes tonight because I've had a cold and I'm not feeling 100% on the old singing. So I'm going to play you an air called O Caroline's Dream into a barn dance called The New Broom.
Thanks, Alison. Sorry not to hear you sing, but great to hear you play. It's I don't know. No, and you had Steve up dancing, so that's obviously a win. Okay, it's over now to Maggie and Pete, and after Maggie and Pete, something from Judy Cook, please.
Thank you. We've got to indulge Pete. It's his birthday. This is his solo. Oh, no. Okay.
It's all right. Just
You happy with it that way?
right. Okay. Yes, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to my party. Some people know the other end of our street, just the other end of our street, about 3/4 of a mile away in
No
Oswald
long
Hill,
introductions.
is a well-known rehearsal room called Fairport. So how could I not do this song? Let me ride on the wall of death one more time. Let me ride on the wall of death one more time. You can waste your time on the other rides, but this is the nearest to being alive. Oh, let me take my chances on the wall of death. You can go with the crazy people in the crooked house. You can fly away on the rockets, take a chance on the mouse. The tunnel of love might amuse you, and Noah's Ark might confuse you. Oh, but let me take my chances on the wall of death. On the wall of death, all the world is far from me. On the wall of death, it's the nearest to being free. Well, you are going nowhere, and you ride on the carousel. And maybe you're strong, but what's the use of ringing the bell? The switchback will make you crazy. Beware of the bearded lady. Oh, but let me take my chances on the wall of death. On the wall of death, all the world is far from me. On the wall of death, it's the nearest to being free. You can go nowhere when you ride on the carousel. And maybe you're strong, but what's the use of ringing the bell? The switchback will drive you crazy. Beware of the bearded lady. Oh, but let me take my chances on the wall of, let me take my chances on the wall of, let me take my chances on the wall of death.
I haven't heard that for years.
Pete has gone electric for his birthday. Maggie, are you doing something for us? I can't hear you if you are. I think it's possibly a no, but I'm not sure.
No, if there's time, yeah, but
Yeah, fire away. And if Maggie, if you could, once you've had your round of applause, could you please lead us off in an unmuted sing to Pete of the Happy Birthday extravaganza cacophony? Okay. Oh, sorry. And after Maggie, it will be Happy Birthday to Pete, and then Judy Cook to sing.
Okay, well, you're going to start us off? That's the one. Keep going. With all the excitement, can you remember it?
Yeah, off you go.
slugs and snails gonna get you yet. You ain't my friends and you're not my pets. God must have made you, but I can't think why. You've a place in the garden. You stalk by night without face and turn the cabbages into lace. Growth disappears without a trace when you've been in the garden. We dig and delve and prune and toil. You transgress and you despoil. Would it take an angel with a sword of fire to keep you from the garden? Squirrel, squirrel, gonna get you yet. You ain't my friends and you're not my pet. God must have made you, but I can't think why. You've a place in the garden. You ate the bulbs but left the greens to show discernment. And when I mean to feed the birds, you're always first to the table in the garden. We dig and delve and prune and toil. You transgress and you despoil. Would it take an angel with a sword of fire to keep you from the garden? Fox, fox, gonna get you yet. You ain't my friend and you're not my pet. God must have made you, but I can't think why. You've a place in the garden. What some throw out, you brought right back and torn it out of the plastic sack with the neighbor's kitty from her shallow grave to decorate the garden. We dig and delve and prune and toil. You transgress and you despoil. Would it take an angel with a sword of fire to keep you from the garden?
We dig and delve and prune and toil.
You transgress and you despoil. Would it take an angel with a sword of fire to keep you from the garden? Would it take an angel with a sword of fire to keep you from the garden?
Really good. Good song.
Not sure I can take the responsibility of leading Happy Birthday, so please help me out here.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pete.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. It gets worse. It gets worse, but happy birthday, Pete. And thank you, Maggie, for that song, which I think Judy Cook should steal, actually. I can hear Judy singing that one.
I am so going to steal that song.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, Maggie, I love that.
Thank you. Have it. I'd be honored.
Put it in the chat so that I can find it again.
So great. Over to Judy now for whatever she's going to sing now, and then one from Riggy, please.
Well, it's not quite as wonderful perhaps as Maggie's, but recently we had our 50th wedding anniversary, and I know, congratulations, and we're still speaking. And but this is a song written by Judy Small about somebody who has been married nearly 50 years and still loving it. So I've been thinking of this lately. It's called From the Lambing to the Wool. And it's about a cockatoo farmer, somebody who raises sheep in Australia on a station, which is what we would call a ranch over here. So here we go. My father was a cocky, as his father was before him, and I married me a cocky nearly 50 years ago. And I've lived here on this station And I've watched the seasons changing from the drought round to the flooding, from the lambing to the wool. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For though the life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. Together through the 30s, when others' lives were broken, we worked from dawn till sunset to hold on to what was ours. And at night we'd sit exhausted, and I'd stroke his dusty forehead, with him too tired to talk to me, and with me too tired to care. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For though the life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. And the children came unbidden, bringing laughter to the homestead. And I thanked the Lord my sons were young, too young for battle then. And I counted myself lucky to lose no one close to family, though the neighbors lost their only son, sold up and moved to town. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For though the life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. Now the children have grown and left me for jobs in town and city, and I'm proud of them, but sadly, for none chose station life. And I smile to hear them talking of the hard slog at the office. For when I think of working hard, I see a cocky and his wife. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For though the life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his.
Lovely song. Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Well,
That was a lovely song, Judy. I've never heard that before. So glad you sang it for us. And please don't forget to put the name of the song in the chat. And if everyone else could do that as well, if you haven't been doing it, that would be fantastic. Okay, so that was Judy. Riggy is next. And after Riggy, something from Simon Prager, please.
Great. Looking forward to Simon.
Come all you brisk young fellows who are inclined to roam, all in some foreign country, a long, long way from home. All in some foreign country, along with me you'll go. When we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio, when we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio. Come all you pretty fair maids, come spin us some yarn, and make us all some clothing to keep us all so warm. You can spin and sew, my loves, while we do reap and mow. When we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio, when we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio. There's fishes in the river just fitted for our use. There's tall and lofty sugar cane that'll give to us its juice. There's every type of game, me boys, and always buck and doe. When we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio, when we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio. Oh, the grass is always green, my friends, and the river's clear as glass. There's room for all our families, for every lad and lass. Such beauty in abundance, it's almost just like home. When we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio, when we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio. Come all you brisk young fellows who have a mind to roam into some foreign country, a long, long way from home. All in some foreign country, along with me you'll go. When we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio, when we settle on the banks of the lovely Ohio.
Thanks, Riggy. A lovely song about the lovely Ohio. Thank you. Okay, it is over to Simon Prager now. And after Simon, could we have Sheila Miller?
Okay. You can hear me? I probably shouldn't ask because you'd tell me pretty quick if you couldn't, wouldn't you? Hilda Sims, who some of you knew, died just over a year ago. And I think 3 days ago would have been her 88th birthday. And she was a musical partner of mine and a good friend who I still miss. And this is a piece of hers which is called Blues Medicine. Now a dose of muddy waters is okay. Sure don't help to drive the blues away. A squeeze of pure blind lemon on your soul don't make up for no more jelly roll. But everybody with a deep inquiring mind needs a little heartache all the time. So just listen to what Mama Yancey say. Take a little 12-bar every day. Now I'm a rambler without any shoes. I'm a paper without any news. I'm a gambler with too much to lose. I'm a poet without any muse. I'm a firework without any fuse. I'm a landscape without any views. I'm a missile without any cruise. I'm a case full of catch-22s. I'm a chooser with nothing to choose if I can't choose the blues. Now put your high-heeled sneakers on your feet. Let that smokestack lightning cool the heat. Catch the midnight special down the line. Everybody gets some hard luck sometime. How long can your easy rider ride? How long can you keep him by your side? 'Cause no one knows you when you're down and out. Bessie knows you got to swing and shout. I'm a wrestler without his tattoos. I'm a cowboy without his lassoes. I'm a jug band without its kazoos. I'm a consort of didgeridoos. I'm a website with no W's. I'm a cockerel with no doodle-doos. I'm a taxman with no revenues. I'm a paxman with no interviews. I'm a chooser with nothing to choose if I can't choose the blues. Now from New York to San Francisco Bay, from Baltimore to Baghdad to Bombay, from Surbiton to Worthing by the sea, Howling Wolf is stopping by for tea. From Maplethorpe to Morton on the Wold, we're travelling down that same old lonesome road. Big Bill Brunsey shone you black from white. Bo Diddley plays the Hippodrome tonight. I'm a panda without his bamboos. I'm a jungle without cockatoos. I'm a beefsteak with no barbecues. I'm a takeout with no vindaloos. I'm instructions designed to confuse. I'm a trickster with no cunning ruse. I'm a Coleridge with no Xanadu. I'm a fox, but I think I'm Ted Hughes. I'm a chooser with nothing to choose if I can't choose the blues. Now Etta says she rather would go blind, and BB has got his baby on his mind. And when the blues start walking round your bed, that's the day you know you ain't dead. And when the blues starts laying down a beat, you've got the whole world's misery at your feet, and there's a whole lot of misery going on. That's why the blues is everybody's song. Now I'm a stand-up who fails to amuse. I'm a soap star nobody screws. I'm a father, but I don't know whose. I'm a girlfriend of Danny LaRue's. I'm an outback with no kangaroos. I'm an eel in the primeval ooze. I'm a grass patch stampeded by gnues. I'm a lamppost where somebody spews. I'm an offer you couldn't refuse. I'm a faux pas you wouldn't excuse. I'm a mystery without any clues. I'm a square on the hypotenuse. I'm a chooser with nothing to choose. I'm a chooser, but what have I got to choose? Can't stand them pinks, those yellows, them blacks, and I totally deplore chartreuse. I'm a chooser with nothing to choose. Chooser with nothing to choose if I can't choose the blues.
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
Stuff.
Amazing stuff, Simon. Thank you. How many words was that? It seems unfair to ask anyone to follow that.
Indeed.
But anyway, it's over to you, Sheila. And after Sheila, could we have something from John White, please?
Yes, that's really not fair having to follow that. I'm standing up because I'm hoarser than usual, and standing up just might give me more of a chance to to reach the notes in this. This is a sort of an Easter song as well. And apologies to the few people here who were also at the Islington Club session on Thursday, because you already heard it. Apologies also to Ray and Declan, incidentally. Sunday was the 105th anniversary of the event this is about. And yes, see if I can pitch this so that I don't screech too much. It was down the glen one Easter day to a city fair rode I. There armed bands of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipes did hum and no battle drum did sound its loud tattoo. But the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town we flung out the flag of war. For 'twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Suvla or Sudelbar. But from the plains of Royal Meath brave men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew. But the night fell black and the rifles' crack made perfidious Albion reel. Through the leaden rain 7 tons of flame did shine o'er the lines of steel, and by each shining blade a prayer was said that to Ireland her sons would be true. And when morning broke, still the green flag shook out its folds in the foggy dew. It was England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free. But their lonely graves are by Suvla's waves, or on the fringe of the grey North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with brave Cathal Brew, their names we'd keep where the Fenians sleep, 'neath the shroud of the foggy dew. The bravest fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear, for those who died that Easter tide in the springtime of the year. And the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men and few, who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine in the foggy dew. As back down the glen I rode again, my heart with grief was sore, for I parted then with the gallant men whom I never shall see more. And to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and say a prayer for you. For slavery fled, oh, you gallant dead, when you fell in the foggy dew.
Very nice.
Good stuff, Sheila. Thank you. Bit of history there. Okay, it is time now for John White and then Martin Neal.
We're talking of history. This is in 1863. There were queues all the way around Leicester Square to get into the Alhambra Theatre to see the sensation of the age, a young French acrobat who swung out over the stalls every night on his flying trapeze. And his name was Monsieur Léotard. So, ladies, when you put on your close-fitting black one-piece outfits, you are honouring the name of the man on the flying trapeze. And just a word before I start the song about the style of it. The Victorians tended to be over the top in anything in the entertainment line, melodramas and the Murder in the Red Barn, etc. And this song is also a bit over the top in style, but it's got a great chorus. I hope you'll join with me at home. Once I was happy, but now I'm forlorn, like an old coat that is tattered and torn, left in this wide world to fret and to mourn, betrayed by a maid in her teens. Now this maid that I loved, she was handsome. I tried all I knew her to please, but I could not please her 1/4 so much as the man on the flying trapeze. Whoa, hey, flies through the air with the greatest of ease. That daring young man on the flying trapeze. His movements are graceful, all girls he does please, and my love he's stolen away. Now this young man by name was Signor Bono Chang, tall, big and handsome as Chang. And where'er he appeared, the hall loudly rang with ovation from all people there. He'd smile from the bar front on the people below, and one night he smiled on my love. She winked back at him and she shouted, "Bravo!" as he hung by his nose up above. Whoa, hey, flies through the air with the greatest of ease, that daring young man on the flying trapeze. His movements are graceful, all girls he does please, and my love he's stolen away. Next night I, as usual, went to her dear home, found there her father and mother alone. I asked for my love, and soon they made known to my horror that she'd run away. She'd packed up her box and eloped in the night with him with the greatest of ease. From 2 stories up he had lowered her down to the ground on his flying trapeze. Whoa, hey, flies through the air with the greatest of ease, that daring young man on the flying trapeze. His movements are graceful, all girls he does please, and my love he's stolen away. Some months after this, I went to a hall, was greatly surprised there to see on the wall a bill in red letters which did my heart gall, that she was appearing with him. He taught her gymnastics and dressed her in tights to help him to live at his ease, and made her assume a masculine name, and now she goes on the trapeze. Whoa, she flies through the air with the greatest of ease. You'd think her a man on the flying trapeze. She does all the work while he takes his ease. And that's what's become of my love. Sad ending.
Hurrah! Sorry, John.
I'm sorry to hear that happen to you, John. I hope you've got over it now. Okay. Martin Nail, it's over to you now, and then one from Paddy Hannon.
Well, we started off, almost started off with a bloody ballad from Bob Wakeling, but I'm afraid I don't think the body count has been high enough in most of the songs so far. So I think I better do a ballad as well. There were 3 knights came from the west with a high and a lily-ow, and these 3 knights courted one lady as the rose was so sweetly blown. The first knight came was all in green with the high and the lily-ow. He asked of her if she would be his queen as the rose was so sweetly blown. The next knight came was all in white with the high and the lily-ow. He asked of her if she would be his delight as the rose was so sweetly blown. The last knight came was all in red with the high and the lily-ow. He asked of her if she would him wed as the rose was so sweetly blown. Oh, have you asked of my father dear with the high and the lily-ow, and likewise of my mother dear as the rose was so sweetly blown? And have you asked of my brother John with the high and the lily-ow, and likewise of my sister Anne as the rose was so sweetly blown? Oh, I have asked of your father dear with the high and the lily-ow, and likewise of her that did you bear as the rose was so sweetly blown. And I have asked of your sister Anne with the high and the lily-ow, but I've not asked of your brother John as the rose was so sweetly blown. As they were riding the road along with the high and the lily-ow, it's there they met with her brother John as the rose was so sweetly blown. She bent down low to kiss him sweet with the high and the lily-ow. He to her heart did a dagger meet as the rose was so sweetly blown. Ride on, cries the servant man with the high and the lily-ow. I think your bride, she looks wondrous wan as the rose was so sweetly blown. I would sit down on yonder stile with the high and the lily-ow. It's there I'd sit and rest a while as the rose was so sweetly blown. I would sit down on yonder hill with the high and the lily-ow. It's there I'd sit and I'd write my will as the rose was so sweetly blown. What will you leave to your father dear with the high and the lily-ow? The noble steed that does me bear as the rose was so sweetly blown. And what will you leave to your mother dear with the high and the lily-ow? The bridal dress that I do wear as the rose was so sweetly blown. But she must wash it very clean with the high and the lily-ow. For my heart's blood dyes its every seam as the rose was so sweetly blown. What will you leave to your sister Anne with the high and the lily-ow? My golden shawl and my feathered fan as the rose was so sweetly blown. What will you leave to your brother John with the high and the lily-ow? The gallows tree for him to hang upon as the rose was so sweetly blown. What will you leave to your brother John's wife with the high and the lily? Oh, the widow's weeds and the quiet life, as the rose was so sweetly blonde.
Great song.
Chilling stuff, Martin, and definitely increased the body count significantly. Okay, over to Paddy Hannan, and then I'll do one to close the first half. So what have you got for us, Paddy?
Better. Tim Radford did a pace-segging song earlier, and I'll do another one. I hope it's not the one you were thinking of doing, Kathy. This is from the village of Overton in Lancashire. As the performers are known as Jolly Boys there, as you will hear from the chorus. I beg your leave, kind gentlemen and ladies of renown, if you please to give us room, I will sing to you a song. You please to give us room, I will sing to you a song, and I'll call on me comrades and call them one by one. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know. Oh well, the first that does come in, now he is a blooming youth. He courts all the pretty girls, and always tells them truth. He says he'll never deceive 'em, he's always kind and true, and 'tis his delight both day and night a supping of strong brew. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know. Oh, the next that does come in, oh, he is a sailor brave. He says he's crossed the ocean and split the briny wave. He says he has got gold, and he says he has got store, and he says he'll marry a pretty girl and go to sea no more. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know. Ah, the next that does come in, now he is a roving blade. You find him where the ladies are, for he is such a jade. Rosy cheeks are his delight, both beautiful and fair, and if you want a sweetheart, you must come to Overton Fair. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know. Ah, the last that does come in, now it is Miss Kitty Fair. She takes a great delight in the curling of her hair. She has a basket beside her, she has no store put in, and 'tis her delight both day and night a supping of strong gin. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know. Well, now you've seen us all, think of us as you find. If you please to give us a trifle, it would be very kind. So cheer up, me lads, while we drink a glass of beer, and we'll sup your health and store your wealth until the very next year. For we're jolly boys, we do no harm, wherever we may go, and we've come a pace egging, as you very well do know.
Good one.
Yay. Well sung.
Good stuff, Paddy. Thank you very much for that. Our second pace egging song, but quite possibly not our last for the evening. So I will close the first half, but don't go away, because obviously we'll have plenty more in the second half. But after me there will be parish notices, so if you have any news to share with everyone, that will be an opportunity to do so. Mine, it's got a chorus, please join in. And yeah, it's only got 3 verses, so only 3 chances at the chorus. I'm a poor roving lassie, and my fortune's been bad since I fell in love with a brisk sailor lad. I was courted sae early, by night and by day, but the lad I loved dearly lies a distance away. When I look to yon high hills and my laddie's no there, when I look to yon high hills, it makes my heart sad. When I look to yon high hills, a tear blinds my eye. For the lad I love dearly lies a distance frae me. My friends and relations have all joined in one to part me and my sailor. They've done all they can to part me and my sailor. They've done all they know. But the lad I love dearly, he loves me more so. When I look to yon high hills and my laddie's no there, when I look to yon high hills, it makes my heart sad. When I look to yon high hills, a tear blinds my eye. For the lad I love dearly lies a distance frae me. Then a bunch of blue ribbons to my love I'll prepare, and through all the long summer I'll gie him to wear. And when he comes back, I will crown him with joy, and I'll kiss the sweet lips of my ain sailor boy. When I look to yon high hills, and my laddie's no there, when I look to yon high hills, it makes my heart sad. When I look to yon high hills, a tear blinds my eye. For the lad I love dearly lies a distance frae me. For the lad I love dearly lies a distance frae me.
Lovely. Well sung, Amanda.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to pause the recording.
Canary cracked and crazy married I'd like to be. End.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clive. Always good to hear that one. Okay, over now to Mary Hogan, and then it will be Chris Lamb.
Right, I've got the piano with me today. So I'm going to sing and play Shenandoah. So do join in, sing along. Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Oh, when I long to see you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, how I must leave you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, now I must leave you away. I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you away. I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri.
Well, we've had one about the Ohio in the first half and the Missouri in this half, so that's a nice balance you've brought to the session, Mary. Thank you. And lovely to hear that with the piano. Okay, it's Chris Lamb now, and then something from Kate Porto, please.
Okay, it was supposed to have been a serious disciplinary offence to be heard singing this song in the British Army. I like to think that that's not because of its anti-military sentiments, but because it shows up the appalling standards of the Army's firearms training. Anyway, it's called McCafferty, and the tune is used for many other songs as well. When I was scarcely 18 years of age, to join the army I did engage. I left the factory with good intent to join the 42nd Regiment. To Fulwood Barracks I then did go, to serve a short period in that depot. But out of trouble I could not be, for Captain Hanson took a dislike to me. While standing sentry out one day, some soldiers' children came out to play. I took one's name, but not all three, and with neglect of all duty he did charge me. In the barracks courtroom I did appear, but Captain Hanson my sad story would not hear. The sentence it was quickly signed, and to Fulwood barracks I was then confined. For 14 weeks and 15 days the sentence rose, and it turned my brain. To shoot my captain dead on sight was all that I resolved to do each night. I saw him standing in the barrack square, walking arm in arm with Colonel Blair. I raised my rifle and I fired to kill, but I shot my poor colonel against my will. I did the deed, I shed the blood. At Liverpool Assizes my trial I stood. The judge he said, McCafferty, prepare yourself for the gallows tree. I had no father to take my part, no loving mother to break her heart. I had one friend, and a girl was she. She'd lay down her life for McCafferty. Now all young soldiers take a warning by me. Have nothing to do with the British Army. For only lies and tyranny have made a murderer out of McCafferty.
Hey, Nick. With the computer. Yeah, touch the other.
Thanks, Chris. Another bit of history, and poor discipline or something in the ranks. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not making much sense, am I? So over to Kate, and now after Kate, something from Tom Reed.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Well, this woman in this song that I sing quite often, it's Made on the Shore, she got what she wanted without any firearms. Wait a minute. There once was a maiden, she lived all alone. She lived all alone. She had time with her mate, she roamed all alone on the shore. So she roamed all alone on the shore. There was a young captain who sailed the salt seas. Let the winds blow cry, I can't get that made from the shore. Sure, we can't get that made from the shore. I've got lots of silver, I've got lots of gold, I've got lots of costly wares. If they'll bring me that made from the shore, if they'll bring me that made from the shore. So with long persuading, they got her on board. Let the winds blow, and he's taken her down. He's coming below. He's a due to all sorrow and care. He's a due to all sorrow and care. Then it's been so still and the sea being so calm. Let the winds blow high. She's so charming and sweet. She's really can She's on captain and sailors to sleep, sleep, sleep. She's on captain and sailors to sleep. Then she's robbed them of silver, she's robbed them of gold, she's robbed them of coals, and she took his broadsword. She's rowed herself back to the shore, 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 and she's rowed herself back to the shore. Oh, were my men stupid, or were my men drunk? Oh, were they just deep in despair? For to let you know, with your beauty so gay, to romance again on the shore, 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 to romance again on the shore. Your men were not stupid, your men were not drunk, but they were all deep in despair. I don't know if you say this as well as you say. I'm a maiden once more on the shore, 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 and once more on the shore.
Hooray! Serves them all right, I reckon. Thanks for that, Kate. Okay, over to Tom Reid, and Tom will be followed by Ray McLaughlin. Tom, haven't seen you here for a few weeks. Welcome back. Don't know where you've been, but I'm glad you're here now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kathy. It's good to be back, following a slight existential crisis. Now for something completely... I could be barred from Sharps for singing this, but I'll take a risk. This is a little tribute to my youth and the music I grew up with. Besides the Clancy's and Tommy Macon and people like that, my heroes were these guys. So this is called Talking Love and Rock and Roll, and I hope to see Steve dancing. There's no doubt about it, baby, you keep trying to drive me crazy. You're picking on me day and night, you're always spoiling for a fight. It's don't do this and don't do that, bring in the dog, put out the cat. You play that music all the time like it's still 1959. But baby, baby, can't you see, you're the only girl for me. Say you love me, say you care, let me be your teddy bear. Do-wop, shooby-doo, I just wanna dance with you. We can dance until we drop, come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Baby, don't be sad and blue, 'cause I only have eyes for you. Let me take you to the prom, whole lot of shaking going on. Long tall Sally, blue suede shoes, wake up Susie, don't be cruel. You be tick and I'll be tock, we'll go rockin' round the clock. And baby, baby, can't you see, you're the only girl for me. Say you love me, say you care, let me be your teddy bear. Do-wop, shooby-doo, I just wanna dance with you. We can dance until we drop, come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. I'll put on my tight blue jeans, you be my homecoming queen. When you shake it all about, makes me want to twist and shout. Beep, bop, a lula, a wham, bam, boom, neath that blue Kentucky moon. Girl, you fill my loving cup, don't you know I'm all shook up. And baby, baby, can't you see, you're the only girl for me. Say you love me, say you care, let me be your teddy bear. Do-wop, shooby-doo, I just wanna dance with you. We can dance until we drop, come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. So love me tender, love me true, for my darling, I love you. Be my little sugar plum, rock me baby all night long. It's now or never, hold me tight, ooby dooby, that's alright. 'Cause 'cause all I need to save my soul is your sweet love and rock and roll. And baby, baby, can't you see, you're the only girl for me. Say you love me, say you care, let me be your teddy bear. Do up, shooby do, I just wanna dance with you. We can dance until we drop, come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. When my time on earth is done, do run, run, do run, run, straight to heaven I will go, bopping to fast domino. I won't need no turtle dove, 'cause I'm a hunk of burning love, singing in that angel choir, praise the Lord, great balls of fire. And baby, baby, can't you see, you're the only girl for me. Say you love me, say you care, let me be your teddy bear. Do up, shooby do, I just wanna dance with you. We can dance until we drop, come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Thank you.
Yay! Hurrah! Great to hear that again.
So sad that we have to ban you now, Tom. I really enjoyed that, but the rules is the rules. What can we do? Okay, it's time now for Ray McLaughlin and then something from Neil Turner Nash.
Thanks, Amanda. I was going to sing a song that I picked up off the Urban Muse, sung by Louis Killen at the time. I did meet him or her later on as Louisa in Sheila's company in back room at the Bedford one evening. Good crack. Last Saturday night by the banks of the Dee, I met an old man in distress I could see. I sat down beside him, and to me he did say, I can't get employment, for me hair has turned grey. I am an old miner, age 56. If I could get lots, why I'd raffle me picks. I'd raffle them, I'd sell them, I'd hide them away, for I can't get employment, for me hair has turned grey. When I was a young lad, I was just like the rest, and down in the pits I would do my very best. If I got a good cavil, I'd be hewing all day. Now at 56, me hair has turned grey. Last Wednesday night to the reckoning I went, to the colliery office I went straight for Nance. I'd got my pay packet, I was walking away, when they gave me notice, for me hair had turned grey. Now all you young fellas, it's yous that's to blame. If you got good places, why you do just the same. If you got a good price, why you'd hew it away. But you're bound to regret it when your hair has turned grey. For I am an old miner, age 56. If I could get lots, why I'd raffle me picks. I'd raffle them, I'd sell them, I'd hide them away. For I can't get employment, for me hair has turned grey.
Well sung, Ray.
Thanks, Ray. Old at 56. It's not good. Okay. Over now to Neil Turner Nash and then something from Declan Coyne.
Well, I was feeling pleased with myself when I decided not to prepare a pace egging song, because obviously I would have missed my chance. But then Clive sang a song to the same tune that I'm going to sing, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's the Gypsies' Wedding Day. My father is the king of the gypsies, that is true. Her mother, Sheila, needs some camping for to do. They put the pack upon her back, they all did wish her well. So they set her out for London town, some fortunes for to tell, some fortunes for to tell, some fortunes for to tell. So she set out for London town, some fortunes for to tell. One day she was a-walking down a London street, a handsome young squire she chanced for to meet. She kissed her pretty brown cheeks and liked them so well. He said, "My little gypsy girl, will you my fortune tell? Will you my fortune tell? Will you my fortune tell?" And he said, "My little gypsy girl, will you my fortune tell?" "Why, yes, sir, kind sir, please show to me your hand. I say that you've got houses, you've got riches, and you've land. But all those pretty ladies, you must cast them all aside, for I'm the little gypsy girl that is to be your bride, that is to be your bride, that is to be your bride, for I'm the little gypsy girl that is to be your bride." Now once she was a gypsy girl, but now she's a rich man's bride, with servants to wait up her within her carriage ride. The bells they rung so merrily, and the sweet music did play, and a jolly time was had by all on the gypsy's wedding day. On the gypsy's wedding day, on the gypsy's wedding day, and a jolly time was had by all on the gypsy's wedding day.
Hooray, something cheerful. Thanks for that, Neil. Okay, it's over now to Declan, who I don't think I've heard for a while, so good to have you here, Declan, and looking forward to hearing you sing. And after Declan, something from Kathy Dent, please.
I'm sorry I can't keep up the cheerful tone. Sad one. I attempted this last week, but I had problems, and I'm going to try it again this week. The trees, they grow tall, and the leaves, they grow green. 'Tis many the night and day has passed since you and I have been. 'Tis many the cold winter's night that I must lie alone, for the bunny boy is young, but he's growing. As I was a-walking down by the chapel wall, I saw 24 young men a-playing at the ball. I asked for my own true love, but they would not let him come. They said the bunny boy is young, but he's growing. Oh, Father, dear Father, why did you do me wrong? To go and get me married to one who is so young. For he's only 16 years and I am 21. Oh, the bunny boy is young, but he's growing. Oh, daughter, dear daughter, I did not do you wrong to go and have you married to one who is so young. for he will be a man for you when I am dead and gone. Oh, lady, you shall be while he's growing. We will send your love to college all for a year or two, and then perhaps in time the boy will prove true. We'll buy him some ribbons to tie around his waist, to let the ladies know that he's married. So early one morning, just at the break of day, they went out into the hayfield to have some sport and play. And what they got up to there, she would not declare, but she never more complained of his growing. Now at the age of 16 years, he was a married man, and at the age of 17, she bore for him a son. And at the age of 18 years, for his grave the grass grew green. Oh, cruel death had put an end to his growing. Now the trees, they grow tall, and the leaves, they grow green. 'Tis many the night and day has passed since you and I have been. 'Tis many the cold winter's night that I must lie alone, since cruel death has put an end to your growing. Oh, cruel death has put an end to his growing. Sorry, I want to shake your start again. But there you go.
Thanks, Declan. We've had a few of the big ballads tonight, and that was a cracker. So great. I'm glad it worked out for you this week. Okay, it's now we have 4 singers left, and unless they're all doing enormous long songs, we actually for once have a little bit of extra time. So if anyone would like to offer another song, then please put your hand up, and if there's more than will fill the time, I'll do a random selection from those. But yeah, please put your hands up if you're interested in doing something else this evening. In the meantime, it is over to Kathy Dent and then Charlotte Peters-Rock.
Right. Usually it's Neil who nicks the song that I was planning to do, but tonight it was Paddy. But I have to do this song either this week or next week. You have to do the maths. But for calendrical consistency, it'll have to be tonight or next Tuesday. The Battle of Selby Bridge were fought on the 44th of March. The King Cross Fusiliers turned out, marched as stiff as starch. They marched as far as Bolton Brow, and the enemy hove in sight. They called us generals nasty names and challenged us to fight. We were amongst them. We were amongst them. We slished and we slashed and we slaughtered and we slew till the air for miles around were blue. For an hour and a quarter we held the foe at bay. There were only 2 left that day. We were amongst them. At break of day down Copley Way we went to fight the foe. Our good scout Billy Higgins come and tell the tale of woe. He said the enemy had advanced, so we retired pell-mell. They shouted to surrender, but we shouted, go to Halifax. We were amongst them. We were amongst them. We slished and we slashed and we slaughtered and we slew till the air for miles around were blue. For an hour and a quarter we held the foe at bay. There were only 2 left that day. We were amongst them. The enemy then retired into the walls of Shipton Glen. The switchbacks were invaded by 100,000 men. They hung their wounded out to dry across the aerial flight. They stuffed their guts with monkey nuts and challenged us to fight. We were amongst them. We were amongst them. We slished and we slashed and we slaughtered and we slew till the air for miles around were blue. For an hour and a quarter we held the foe at bay. There were only 2 left that day. We were amongst them. We chased the enemy round the town till the stockings all fell down. From Catherine's Lag to Bolton Brow and in amongst the town. We came across a public house and there we raised a cheer. For in that cellar we did find 100 casks of beer. We were amongst them. We were amongst them. We supped and we drank and we drank and we drew till the air for miles around were for an hour and a quarter we put that beer away. There were only 2 carried home that night. We were amongst them.
Oh, fancies, I've heard that one.
Glad to see you having a dry April.
Long time.
Never heard that song before in my life.
Oscar season is coming up, Kathy. It could be you. It could be you. Okay, great. So Charlotte, over to you now, and then something from Maureen, please.
Yes, song about the rope makers of Castleton. The big cave, Peak Cavern in Castleton, just above Castleton, belonged to the Duke of Devonshire. Well, he rented it from the Duchy of Lancaster. And he also had lead mines. And so because Peak Cavern was very long to make rope walk, he allowed people to live in the cavern. You need to know this before I start. To live in the cavern so they could make the rope there for the lead mines, which he also ran. Something else which needs to be told is the fact that this whole area was permeable rock. There were underground rivers, and this cavern flooded within about 5 to 7 minutes every so often, which was a drowning matter. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. And oh, when the black-fingered miners were waiting, I hid near me mother and tended the fire. And oh, when the black-fingered miners were waiting, I listened for echoes as voices grew higher. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. I learned how to line up the bobbin and spinner. I learned how to wind on the handle each way. I learned how to line up the bobbin and spinner. And looping the ends pulled the new rope away. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. At 14 I moved to keep house for the walker along the low level, but he was unkind. At 14 I moved to keep house for the walker, who beat me and threatened when drink took his mind. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. And 5 children tarried all day round me skirt, and at 20 I'd lost only 2 before birth. And 5 children tarried all day round me skirt hem. I eased up the waist to make room for me girth. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. Me mother died screaming alone in the flooding, and I'm only 36 year on the walk. Me mother died screaming alone in the flooding. I fetched up her youngest and taught him to talk. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. Me father and man drank to drown all their sorrows, as I showed the ropes to the brats above 4. Me father and man drank to drown all their sorrows, and stayed till the landlady showed 'em the door. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. And oh, when they staggered back home up the valley, they both lost their way in the blizzard and died. And oh, when they staggered back home up the valley, the snow drifting killed him, and oh, how we cried. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. The brats worked with me till our fingers were burning. We made all the rope that we could to survive. The brats worked with me till our fingers were burning. We Tom poaching deer just to keep us alive. Born in a cavern, I growed in a cavern, the rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. I'm out in me 40s, I can't live much longer. I'm bent at the shoulder, me breath is all growed. I'm out in me 40s that can't live much longer. The rope maker's woman is feeling the cold. Born in a cabin, I growed in a cabin. The rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time. Born in a cabin, I growed in a cabin. The rope maker's woman, I'll die in me time.
Yes. So good. So good.
That was super.
Great stuff, Charlotte. Thank you. That's another song I've not heard before. It's great to hear something new. Okay, over now to Maureen, and then something from Caroline, please.
Thanks, Amanda. This is Bill Staines' song River. I was born in the path of the winter wind, raised where the mountains are old. The springtime waters came dancing down. I remember they tales that they told, the whistling ways of my younger days, too quickly have faded on by. But all of their memories linger on like the light of a fading sky. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river, let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Well, I've been to the city and back again. I've been moved by some things that I've learned. Met a lot of good people and I called them friends. Felt the change when the seasons turned. I heard all the songs that the children sing and listened to love's melodies. I felt my own music within me rise like the wind in the autumn trees. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Some days when the flowers are blooming still, someday when the grass is still green, my rolling waters will round me bend and flow into the open sea. So here's to the rainbow that followed me here, and here's to the friends that I know, and here's to the song that's within me now. I will sing it where'er I go. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea.
Another river song. Excellent stuff. Thanks, Maureen. Okay, it's over now to Caroline, and then we shall have room for a few more singers. So thanks to those who put their hands up. The first of those will be Paddy Hannon, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm a bit late this evening, but that's just how it works out sometimes. This song, saying it in memory of Janez. She was a regular at the sea shanty sing around that I co-run, have done for a year. She was a fabulous character, a wonderful lady, and she'll be greatly missed. She's already been greatly missed for the last few months. Anyway, this is a song she loved to sing. I sing it a bit differently, but I think that's just nice. I think that's all about how we see folk songs. Anyway, goes like this. Oh, the southern ocean is a lonely place, where the storms are many and the shelter scarce. On the restless waters and the troubling sky, you can see the mollymawk wheel and fly. Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down upon Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, mollymawk? Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down beyond Cape Horn. See the mollymawk floating on his great white wings, and woe, what a lonely song he sings. And he's got no compass and he's got no gear, and none can tell ye how the mollymawk steer. Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down beyond Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, mollymawk? Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. He's a ghost of a sailor man, as I've heard say, whose body sank and his soul flew away. And he's got no haven and he's got no home, and he's bound evermore for to wheel and to roam. Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, mollymawk? Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. When I gets too weary for to sail no more, set my body sing far away from shore. You can cast me loose and set me drifting free, and I'll keep that big bird company. Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, mollymawk? Down upon the southern ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. To Jan.
Lovely.
Okay.
Performance.
Well, lovely tribute to Jan, and good to hear you talk about her and how you knew her personally. So thank you for that. It is over now to Paddy Hannon for his second song this evening. It's quite surprising to have second songs. So looking forward to what you have to give us, Paddy. We will then have, I'm just going to take people in the order their hands appeared in my screen. So it will be Paddy, then Dave Harbord, and then Martin Nail to close the evening for us. You'll want to unmute, Paddy, or we won't hear you sing.
Bugger.
Unless you want to do it in mime.
No. I'm rubbish mime. We had McCaffrey sang earlier in the evening, and I've put some guff on chat about it. But this is Colonel Crofton, the person McCaffrey shot and got hung for. Anywho, one of these stolen time songs, except this one, the person whose time is stolen is a guy, unusually. It's Ghana's Gay. Come on, you Ghana's Gay, who are just now in your prime. I wish I was in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time. I wish I were in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time. Well, it's all right drinking ale, but it's far better drinking wine. It's far better sleeping in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time. It's far better sleeping in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time. Green willows they will twist, green willows they will twine. I wish I were in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time, where I've been many a time. I wish I was in that bonny girl's arms, where I've been many a time. Well, once I had time enough to flourish night and day, until that girl, that bonny, bonny girl, came and stole my time away, came and stole my time away, came and stole my time away, until that girl, that bonny, bonny girl, came and stole my time away. So now my whole time is gone, I cannot plant any new, for in the very same place where the old time grew is all over running, running rue, is all over running, running rue, is all over running, running roo, in the very same place where the old time grew, is all over running, running roo. Oh, roo, that running, running roo, that's not the flower for me. I'll pluck up all that running, running roo, and plant down a sturdy oak tree, and plant down a sturdy oak tree. I'll plant down a sturdy oak tree, I'll pluck up all that running, running roo, and plant down a sturdy oak tree. Stand fast, sturdy oak, stand fast and don't ever die. I will prove as true to my own true love as the stars prove true to the sky, as the stars prove true to the sky, as the stars prove true to the sky. I'll prove as true to my own true love as the stars prove true to the sky. God is gay.
Well sung.
Really good, really good.
It's a pretty tune.
Thanks, Paddy. I love that last line particularly. Really nice. Okay, so it's over to Dave Harbord now, and we're going to go a little past 11. So Dave and then Martin Nail to finish us as close to 11 as possible without actually not singing. Okay, so if that made any sense, I doubt it. But anyway, over to Dave and then Martin to close, please.
The shortest song for the Oldham Tinkers, and it should be sung by two people, but I'm on my own tonight, so. We are the two Rochdale mashers. We often go out on the mash. We wear no tall hats nor no shirts on our backs, and it's seldom we have any cash. We always keep up the new fashions, while others they stick with the old. And although we are just 27, we are handsome, stout-hearted and bold. And we'll sing tra-la-la-la-la as we walk down the street. For style and perfection we ne'er can be beat. All the ladies declare that we are a treat. We're the two Rochdale mashers from off Yorkshire Street, and we'll dance and we'll sing tra-la-la-la, and we don't give a jot. We're a jolly fine lot. We're all right when we're tight, and we're jolly good company. Last Saturday we were invited to the Roebuck by two ladies fair. Their cheeks were in bloom like the roses in June, as we danced with that beautiful pair. There was dancing and singing till midnight, with tobacco and whiskey and rum. And when all the dancing was over, with those ladies we had lots of fun. And we'll sing tra-la-la-la-la and we walk down the street. For style and perfection we ne'er can be beat. All the ladies declare that we are a treat. We're the two Rochdale mashers from off Yorkshire Street, and we'll dance and we'll sing tra-la-la, and we don't give a jot. We're a jolly fine lot. We're all right when we're tight, and we're jolly good company.
Dave, you have all been jolly good company this evening, and hope you will rejoin us again soon. That's it. Thanks to Livy for expertly staffing the mute button, to David for doing the index of songs, to everybody for singing, dancing, and whatever it was you did this evening. And over to Martin now to close the evening.
Right, a song from the early music hall. I'm sorry, and the body count is 2, which is a bit unfortunate for an ending song, I think. And I'll put the details in the chat. Not long ago in Westminster, there lived a rat catcher's daughter. But she didn't quite live in Westminster, 'cause she lived the other side of the water. Her father caught rats and she sold sprats around and about that quarter. And the gentlefolk, they tipped their hats to the pretty little rat catcher's daughter. Doodle-dum, doodle-dee, di-dum, doodle-dee. She wore no hat upon her head, no cap nor dandy bonnet, but the hairs of her head hung down her back like a bunch of carrots on it. When she sold sprats in Westminster, she had such a sweet, loud voice. You could hear her all down Parliament Street and as far as Charing Cross. Diddle-dum, diddle-do, di-dum, doodle-day. Now rich and poor from far and near in matrimony sought her, but at friends and foes she turned up her nose, did the pretty little rat catcher's daughter. For there was a man sold lily white sand in Cupid's snares had caught her, and head over heels in love was she, the pretty little rat catcher's daughter. And here's a verse for Kathy. They both agreed to married be upon next Easter Monday. But the rat catcher's daughter had a dream she wouldn't be alive next Sunday. She went again to fetch her sprats, but tumbled into the water. And down at the bottom, all covered in mud, was the pretty little rat catcher's daughter. Deedle-dum, deedle-do, dee-dum, doodle-day. When Lily White Sandy heard the news, his eyes they ran with water. And he said, in love I'll constant prove, blow me if I live long after. So he cut his throat with a pane of glass and stabbed his donkey after. And that was the end of the White Sand, his moke, and the rat catcher's daughter. Deedle-dum, deedle-do, di-dum, doodle-day.
Oh. Three days. 2, 3.
Brilliant, nice again.
A perfect way to end the evening, Martin. Thank you.
Abusing donkeys.
That's it. That's it. It's over for tonight. See you next week, I hope, or soon thereafter. And yeah, have a good week. Bye.
Thanks for running. It's brilliant.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody. Lovely.
Bye-bye.
Nice.